Good afternoon, everybody. An educated economist here. Let me read you this tweet that came from Donald Trump earlier today. So Germany is paying zero interest and is actually being paid to borrow money, while the US, a far stronger and more important credit, is paying interest and just stopped. I hope. Quantitative tightening, strongest dollar in history, very tough on exports, no inflation. So Donald Trump is singing the praises to Germany. Germany was able to sell bonds at a negative interest rate, basically getting paid to borrow money. Donald Trump is saying, hey, this is a wonderful thing. The Federal Reserve should be going to zero. We should be having the same negative interest rates on our bonds so that we can borrow money and get paid to do it. He is singing the praises to Germany. Germany had a failed bond auction. Out of the 2 billion euros worth of bonds that they tried to sell, they call them bunds, B-U-N-D, the 30-year bunds, they were able to sell $869 million worth. They failed, okay? That is investors saying that we do not want your negative interest-bearing bonds. We are not speculating, hoping that interest rates will go down into the future so that we can sell this profitably. Okay, they are getting out of that trade. Now, what it goes on to say here by this Peter Bokovar, chief investment strategist at the Bleakley Advisory Group, he kind of backs that up. He says, it remains to be seen whether this is the beginning of some pushback on the part of investors to the insanity of negative rates. We will have to see for now. He goes on to say, people said, I can't buy this. So that's why they sold less than half of what they were hoping for. They were hoping to sell 2 billion euros worth. That is why they call it a failed auction. Okay? So Donald Trump loves Germany's idea of having a negative interest-bearing bond that they can be paid to borrow money, but it failed. Investors don't want their negative interest-bearing bonds. If that trend continues, we are going to see a very bad situation in which interest rates will start to rise in order to attract the investors. Or central banks will have to print up a ton of money and start buying those negative bearing yields. Very, very scary situation. I don't know why he praised Germany for a failed bond auction, but that's what happened. Uneducated economist, you guys let me know.